Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Superman and Lois Season 3. Today we have some new promo photos for episode 6 of Season 3. Also we got a synopsis for the episode afterwards, so we're going to break this all down, plus there is an interview with Superboy himself. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay, so the interview that I'm going to be breaking down is coming from Krypton's site. I will leave a link in the description below. They actually talked to Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan Kent on the TV show, but we're going to get to that later. First things first, we got to break down these photos for episode 6. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. So this is how episode 6 goes. Hope versus truth. Clark finds himself in uncharted territory and Lois bonds with a new friend. Meanwhile, Superman pays Bruno Mannheim a surprise visit. Lastly, Lana puts Sarah in charge while she is away at a meeting with Chrissy. So if we're to break this down and talk about what is happening, we should go over the photos because they parallel with a lot of what is teased in the synopsis for episode 6. So let's get into the photos. The first photo we have is of Clark and Lois. They are just at home at the Smallville farm talking about something. It looks like quite a serious conversation. Lois has kind of this look that says maybe she's feeling bad for Clark, something's happened, or they're having an emotional moment or an emotional conversation. The next photo has Jonathan and Lois in the same photo. I think Jonathan is showing Lois a new jumper that he's bought or something like that, but they are distracted by someone else in the same room just across from them, and I presume this is just a family scene. But as it says in the synopsis, Superman is going to be paying a visit to Bruno Mannheim, as you can see in this photo, which is probably to do with something that Mannheim or Intergang has done in the episode, and so Superman pays a visit, even though Bruno Mannheim told him and warned him before to not come back to his house or his base of operations, because he did that in a previous episode. So this is going to be an intense scene. But in terms of Clark going into uncharted territory, I believe that's in terms of him actually going out in the field with Jordan, who is going to be suiting up in his own Superboy suit. And that suit was given to him a couple of episodes ago by his granddad. It's a very much like a year one type costume where it's like very rough and just patchy. Like it probably doesn't even have the House of L symbol. I think right now their main objective is just to keep his identity safe and not have him linked to Superman or anything like that, because he's just trying to stay on the down low. And so this photo we have is of him and Clark as they presumably talk back to Jonathan and Lois, who we saw in the previous photos. These angles line up, and so maybe this is after they've flown around and have been out together. But the next photo, we get our first proper good look at Jonathan in his new Superboy costume. However, his costume is completely muddied up. You can see it does not look like a suit at all. It looks like he's in a dirt suit, and even his mask is completely muddy. So something has gone wrong during their mission to make his superhero suit look like this. And you can see he's holding his mask. He's taken it off as soon as he's got home. His face is dirty and everything, and his facial expression basically says, yeah, that did not go well. And so I wonder if Clark is there with him. Maybe it has something to do with Bruno Mannheim, but I doubt that Clark would let Jordan get so much involved in such a big thing. So maybe this is simply just some more training that has just gone wrong. Maybe he was flying up in the air, he lost control, he hit the ground, and he was smothered in a bunch of mud. But nevertheless, it's very exciting to see Jordan in his superhero costume, and like I said, it's a very low-tech, unsuspecting costume. Just like maybe him in the street, it could look like some sort of normal kind of outfit that you might wear, obviously without wearing the mask, because that's a dead giveaway that, you know, you're a superhero, because why would you be wearing a mask? And so I look forward to seeing what is going on in that scene. But the next photo we have is of Superman, who is in that same room confronting Bruno Mannheim. This is a really good photo. It just showcases the look on Tyler's face as he talks to Bruno Mannheim. He seems quite intense, but like a little bit relaxed. However, you know the circumstances of him coming here is not going to be so nice. I know that Bruno Mannheim is going to fire back against Superman for coming to his place again. And in the synopsis it says he does pay him a surprise visit, so it's not like an intentional visit, like maybe Bruno's done something or Intergang's done something. He might just show up out of nowhere, and so we'll have to wait and see what that is. And in terms of Lois and bonding with a new friend, I guess that is probably going to be someone at the clinic, and the next photo we have is of Clark, and I believe those two women are the same people that we saw last episode where Clark was talking to them. I can't really make it out, they're really blurry in the foreground, and I believe maybe Lois is going to be making some friends at the clinic, as she finally realized at the end of last episode that she kind of has to accept that she is ill. She's going to have to go through all of this, and I guess it's good to have some people surrounding you, maybe when Clark is not there all the time, to be able to talk to. And so I believe that's what's going on there. And so the final photo that we have for this episode is of Sarah and her youngest daughter, who almost never shows up on screen, so it's always kind of crazy when she does. But that was actually mentioned in the synopsis. Well, actually it was mentioned that Lana put Sarah in charge while she's away at a meeting with Chrissy, so I believe they are talking to Sarah, who is across from them, and so they're going to have like a kind of girls' night to themselves, and you know, Lana's going to be out talking with Chrissy, probably about something to do with her journalism, maybe finding out more about what happened to the mayor, who was previously in charge and was killed by onomatopoeia. So I hope the story is interesting, and I hope we can expand on what's going on with them right now. But the next synopsis that we have to go over is the one for the episode after this. And so I should mention that episode 6, the photos that we just broke down, that episode is coming out on the 25th of April, so that is next week's episode. And then episode 7, this synopsis we're going to break down right here, is coming out on the 2nd of May. This is how the episode synopsis goes. This episode is titled Forever and Always. Hidden Truths. Lois and Clark dig deeper on Bruno Mannheim, starting with his connections to Hobbs Bay Medical Center, while Jonathan and Jordan panic at home over Lois's dire diagnosis. Meanwhile, Mateo, who is a guest star, comes to Smallville to meet John Henry for the first time, and Sarah and Chrissy start to break the ice. So Mateo is the crush that Natalie has. He's going to be coming back to Smallville. We saw him in Smallville during last episode, so it's going to be good to see him back, and that's obviously going to be super involved with Natalie. But then if we go to the start of the synopsis, Lois and Clark are going to be digging deeper into Bruno Mannheim. This is not any surprise to us at this point, because we know that the reason Lois wanted to go to Hobbs Bay Medical Center was to basically get involved and get more information about the way that he operates. And so meanwhile, back in Smallville, Jonathan and Jordan are going to be panicking at home over Lois's diagnosis. And right now they haven't been panicking really. Yes, they were sad, and they've obviously had to go through a lot since they were first told, but I definitely wouldn't say they've been panicky yet. So maybe they get some sort of news in regards to Lois and her current situation, and so that causes them to question, oh my god, what could life be maybe without our mum? So that's obviously going to be a huge emotional bit in the episode. And then also we have in the synopsis, Sarah and Chrissy start to break the ice. So that's going to be interesting, because obviously Chrissy has sort of formed this relationship with her dad, Sarah's dad specifically, Kyle. So it's definitely going to be a big stepping stone if they get more serious, because right now it seems it's heading in that direction. So we'll just have to wait and see for now. But we've got this interview that I wanted to break down before the end of this video, so stick around for this, guys. It's really interesting. So this is an interview by Krypton site with Alex Garfin, who plays Jordan on Superman and Lois. I'm not going to read through all the questions, but I'm going to be picking out some interesting ones that they asked that I think you guys would like to hear. Okay, so the first question we're going to go over is, how hopeful are you for season 4 news? Alex Garfin replies, hopeful. I'm hoping, and hoping. It's so rare, first of all, that you get to work on a TV show. Then it's even more rare that something is so good and has such an incredible and loyal and kind fan base. You know, fans are not always that kind. It's a completely unique experience, just how good it is. even if I got another show, I'm sure that it will be great as well. But man, I know a part of me will always miss this show. That's his answer to the season 4 question. So he doesn't really give much of an answer apart from the fact that he is hoping for a season 4 and he would totally love to see Superman and Lois continue. I feel like that's a no-brainer, because who would really want a show to end, especially when you've only been doing it for like 3 years at this point. Obviously, if you went into a season 4, that would be going into the 4th year. But let's talk about the next question. So the next question is, can you talk about working with Michael Bishop as Jonathan, and will you be getting more scenes with Jordan and Jonathan coming up? We'll be getting more scenes with Jonathan and Jordan throughout the season. Working with Michael is great. He's from down under, and it's fun to see him snap out of the accent as well. That's always a lot of fun when working with anyone from abroad. He had to fit in very quickly, and it was a goal of mine to make sure that we could try and make it so that he felt like he was here this whole time. I wanted him to feel really free to express his own ideas, and he took that in his stride. He probably didn't even need me to put so much of an effort in there anyway, but I'm happy that I did either way. He only had 4 days between getting cast and filming his first scene, so I really wanted to spend as much time with him as possible in the beginning there, and we get along great. So that's the answer to that question. So obviously we're going to get more Jordan and Jonathan scenes throughout this entire season and throughout this entire show, because it's a core character duo that is very important to the show. So it's good to hear that Michael's fitting in, and I would say right now he has done an excellent job portraying Jonathan, and I think he's really made Jonathan his own, and I haven't questioned him at all, and I'm sure a lot of you guys agree with me there. Let me know down in the comments below, do you agree with me? So the next question I want to break down was this one. In general, is there anything you can tease about what's coming up for the rest of the season that you think fans will be really excited about? Alex Garfin says, we'll see Jordan come more and more into his powers. I know I seem to say this every time, but it was always seeming to happen in the background, and it kind of takes place in the foreground the rest of this season. I think you have to look forward to a lot of really great acting by Bitsy and Tyler as they go through this cancer journey. On all the Bruno stuff, you have to look forward to a lot of great acting as well. Chad Coleman's a really good friend of mine now, so getting to see his work is going to be an absolute joy as well. And all this news about Michael Cudlitz playing Lex Luthor, let's see what his involvement is here. I think it's going to be something to look forward to as well. So that's really great to hear that we're going to see Jordan being more in the forefront in terms of his development with his powers. So you're probably going to see him in his Superboy costume. Obviously we talked about that earlier in this video, the fact that he's got this very rough kind of discreet Superboy costume that he's going to be wearing from next episode onwards. So it's good to hear that we're actually getting this from the actor himself, because obviously he's been the one shooting this. That does it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Also subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any videos. Remember, Superman and Lois is on tomorrow night. We're going to have my review and breakdown out for that episode right after it airs. I apologize that last week my video came out late, but tomorrow's video is going to be on time, so be on the lookout for plenty of more videos as we upload daily. So for now, thank you for watching. Click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I will catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.